All right, so we should be live for Fireside Chat number 90. Let me double check. I think we are on 98 or 99 here. Let's see. Double check. Last week was 98, so we are at 99. So one away from number 100. But as far as stuff going on this week, nothing too crazy, I don't think. We did just have kind of the warband reports all come in, everything like that. So I know Steiner's already written his great company situation report. I'll be putting mine up as soon as possible. I might actually work on it during Court of the High King. We'll see. And yeah, that's kind of the main thing. Looking at other stuff. Still working on the song. Currently working on programming drums for the Yule song. Definitely making progress, but slow and steady basically on that one. I think beyond that, not too much. We've been talking about the old WARPG, which was a probably text-based role-playing game, possibly tabletop if you wanted to, that I kind of started developing a couple years ago, about 2 years ago, I believe, and kind of abandoned and been looking at maybe picking it back up again, trying to work on it. So yeah, that could be something that comes about. A lot of it in its current iteration is essentially basically I would model. It's kind of got some elements from League of Legends as well as some JRPGs like Final Fantasy and the Tales series, Tales of Symphonia specifically, and a couple elements from even StarCraft as well. But it's a very kind of numbers heavy system at present, but I really like it at present, but it needs a ton more work. Essentially, it's very much in a prototype stage with just some very rough ideas of classes, specializations, attributes, skills, that kind of thing. But yeah, I think it could be cool to work on, and it's definitely something I might jump into after the Yule song. Depending, there's still some other stuff like the codex and the wiki and some house dippity stuff as well that I wouldn't mind working on. In addition to continue to kind of brainstorm ideas for a way of organizing by houses exclusively, which we've kind of been talking about for a while. Overall, I feel like we're in a pretty good spot right now in terms of we closed 2 war bands, and the remaining 4 are now really, really strong. I feel like the war bands we did close, we kind of got the best members from those and put them into other war bands, so we're not spread so thin. And I think right now it's looking like real 4 really solid war bands. There's some discussions right now of a new great company coming about that would be Hell's Raiders and Mjolnir's Chosen. Which certainly is possible. I actually, it was brought up to me, so I actually added a great company creation requirements post application, basically, with some information on it. So that's available now on the forums and the monolith. But yeah, that could be cool. To have 2 great companies again. But honestly, that's mostly it that comes to mind. I think yeah, kind of relatively quiet, really. Um, I know as far as the idea of house organization, we haven't gotten too much further on that as far as any new ideas, really. I know I was kind of planning it. I believe that was last week's court. And definitely there's some cool ideas there, but it's just kind of something on the back burner for the time being. Actually still feel fairly good about what we're doing right now with our current system, but I also do kind of think there could be some nice benefits for that house exclusive organization too, so it's interesting. And I think it does offer kind of an answer to the question of, like, you know, knights or something a lot of people are always excited about, even myself included. It's a very cool concept, so I think the question is kind of like, where do they fit in? Because they need to have some kind of defined purpose rather than just kind of being a title to sit on. And I think something that house organization would provide there, because you could have knights involved with the whole day-to-day running of the house as a unit of the chain of command, in addition to just a unit of lineage. So you'd actually have a lot of duties that needed to get done that knights could assist with. You could even work it into the chain of command as far as you need to be a knight to get to a certain rank or that kind of thing. But don't have an answer to questions like that right now, but it's certainly interesting to consider. That said, that's about all that's going to mind here. Double check anything else I can address. Recruitment license officer school, another cool idea that I just haven't gotten the time to really sit down and work up, but certainly ideas I like that I'd like to work on at some point down the road. Let's see here. I think that's most likely about it. It's a pretty quick fireside, but I don't really see much else to go off of. One thing I had made a note of here is the idea that there's not a lot of motivation to be in a great company is something that was brought up to me, which I think is a good point. Basically, there's no reason to be in a great company. It's just harder requirements. Just makes it difficult. So, yeah, I think that's kind of a downside, but it's kind of something we're looking at with the house-based organization is how can you encourage people to be successful in their house and family. I think you could have things like whether they get a night order, how many nights they can have, whether they have representation in the all thing, titles like a lesser, greater house, or even titles like adjectives, prefixes, words you can add onto their house in official documentation, or even like marks or emblems that can be earned by a house would be some interesting things to consider as far as motivating people to get that success, given that you wouldn't just get rid of a house. But yeah, I don't want to kind of ramble too much and just burn up time because we should. I think that's about all I have to address in the fireside. So that's Fireside Chat number 99. Thanks everyone tuned in live or watching the VOD. I will be back with Court of the High King here in about 22 minutes at 6:30 my time, 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. So yeah, we'll stay ready for that. Otherwise, back with Fireside at the normal time next week, next Thursday. So see everybody then.